Hello, everybody. This is your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog. This one is on banking. It's on your shelves. It's on your stores. It's on what I'm seeing in America and what I'm trying to prepare many people for through the Classy Climb tour. I think we're down to 3 more cities, and that's it. We're done. Right? We're a wrap. I'm going off into more of the back end of things, advisory positions or whatnot. So, and other projects. So I just want you guys to come on in and hit the like button if you can and drop your city and state in the chat. I want to tell you, I reviewed some of the testimonials and stuff people gave me. Like, I was in tears, y'all. I had to pull it back in so I could do my show tonight. So listen, you're going to be like, Erica, you don't go to Walmart? That's right. I don't go to Walmart. I don't step foot in Walmart. I always feel like I need to have my pew, pew, pew when I'm in Walmart. Haven't been there for 3 years. It wasn't until I had a driver in one of our trucks who refused to get paid through nothing but Walmart that I went back in Walmart and was like, ew. Now, this is just in the area where I'm in, where it's sketchy or it has a lot of homeless. Even in Austin, we have the sketchy side of town. So a lot of what I want people to understand is Walmart and Costco are like warehouses, right? People just dump a bunch of stuff there. They unload on a constant basis. Nighttime stalkers work around the clock. And if you see Walmart shelves empty, there should be your sign. Okay. Now, many people refer back to when the pandemic happened and all of a sudden it was, oh my God, there's no toilet tissue. Oh my God, everybody run around. But most people, because of their daily life, don't pay attention to the stuff on the shelves. Now, you may say, well, Erica, what's that got to do anything? Dollar Tree and dollar stores are booming, but Walmart shelves are empty. Target's looking a little sparse lately. And I'm going to tell you why I only shop at HEB. They stay stocked, they stay over full, and they stay ahead of the game. Why do they stay ahead of the game? HEB was who told the government there's something going on in China. HEB told us back in November of 2019. Now, I'm not trying to get all conspiracy theory, but there's 31 million missing phones in China to this day. They're just cut off, no service. In China, when you have your phone is for life. You don't change numbers. You keep that number, even a cell phone, like for life, forever. And to have 31 million missing phones in a country, something's wrong. All right? So I'll just leave that out there. 3 people from Fort Lauderdale and Calton. Hey, you listen, what's up? I want you to understand, HEB knew November 2019 and told the federal government, hey, something's wrong. We're so on top of logistics. We're the number 1 logistics in the country. Yes, inside Texas. Something's wrong because we stay on top of our numbers. We are overstocked in HEB and something's happening to the shipments and the factories. We can't get a hold of anybody. There's weird delays. People aren't answering. Something's wrong. So the government's like, okay, HEB, hush it up. March 2020, official, right? So one of the best stores in the country knew almost 6 months in advance, not 6 months, but close to it. Something's off with our shipments. Something's off with our communication. Something's off with our numbers. You dig? Just trying to give you all the heads up. So now people say, well, Eric, I go to stores, but this food is expensive. That's right. You're competing for the same amount of shipments from a place, right? When I start telling people to go to farmers markets, people get frustrated with me when I talk about farmers markets. They get real mad with me, okay? Because, why? Because I'm pointing out something that they should know on their daily basis anyway, right? They're getting mad at me because they're saying, oh, Erica, you're being dramatic. You're being doom and gloom. And I'm not really trying to be. I'm just telling you my phone. And if you're inside the private Facebook group, I'm going to post a bunch of them tonight. I'm getting phones just blowed up. Hey, need some money? Want private loans? Here's a private loan. Like they literally are taking people's public information. You do your PPP, when you do your taxes, when you fill out for your business owners, and blowing the phone up. And we have different phones for different business, and the phones are blowing up. And so there's this pressure to do what? Make money move around, make it circulate. Okay? I'm gonna show the group, and if you're in my Facebook group, you'll see it later. Got bad credit? Do you have a business? We got some money for you. I mean, it's the craziest text message, and I know they're trying to get your attention, and I know they're trying to get you in to respond, but it's crazy, right? So I was absolutely floored that we had people come in from Shreveport, Louisiana. Somebody came in from Florida. Someone came in from other parts of Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, right? We had somebody, two ladies come in from Nashville and somebody come in from Virginia. Y'all, I was like emotional. I had to hold it back. But when I said to them, I said, why are y'all here? And this is the morning breakfast. They're like, winter is coming. And so I started laughing. So you guys got it. If you watch this channel, you got what I'm telling you. You know what I'm saying. I'm not bringing anything up that you don't know. But what I'm trying to get you to do is position yourself appropriately, right? Position yourself appropriately. You know, shift plates, move where you got to move. Okay. So when I'm sitting here talking about most of the wealthy people I know are buying land further out. You know, there's a farmer, several farmers off Instagram. You see them kind of marketing their business via Instagram. One or two influencers mentioned them. They're out of cows. They're like, hey, we're out of cows for the rest of the year. Why? When I was growing up, it took 2 or 3 families. We split a whole cow. We put our money together and split a cow and pay for it. And they butcher it and we go pick up the meats. The fathers and the families would go pick up the meats and we'd go put it in the deep freezer and it'd be full, right? This is what Instagrammers are doing now. There's several Instagrammers who are like, oh yeah, I want the freshest meat for my fitness, you know, whatever, right? You can't tell me that if you're eating Wendy's chicken nuggets, you're eating the highest quality chicken nugget, chicken product, anything. If you're eating chicken nuggets at Chick-fil-A, okay, that's some chicken. That's some chicken. I don't know what that thing is at Wendy's. I don't know what that thing is at some of those dollar stores and some of those places, because I remember making fun of a dollar store when I was in college. And my friend was like, hey, my mom shops there. I wanted to be like, stop her from shopping there. That stuff is processed. And when you start eating a certain type of quality food, you can taste it. There's a burger place here in Austin called P. Terry's. They have like natural beef. They're kind of like the In-N-Out burger of Texas, right? And when you eat the food there, you can taste the difference. You're like, man, this burger is great, right? And they make their fries fresh. They cut potatoes and slice them. And so sometimes the potatoes are different every time you go because they're fresh potatoes. They're literally forcing the people in the back to cut potatoes every day. So I want you to understand that everybody's not getting the same quality food. My friend Money Madu got to speak at the conference this past weekend. And I wanted him there because I wanted people to understand, if you're not getting the best food, you out here having to get these shots, you out here having to run around in these air and wearing masks and all this stuff going on, you're going to need what? Vitamins, supplements to bring it up. You're going to see people who own supplement companies make millions of dollars because people know something's off and they don't feel great, but they're not going to take the time to think, maybe it's the food I'm eating. They'll never think that. Okay. They'll never think that. Part of why I'm talking about this is, if I don't know if you guys know this, but there's about 60 ships out to sea coming to California that are out to sea. Now, why am I saying this like this? Earlier this summer, it was like 100,000 sailors were stuck at sea. And people are like, what do you mean they're stuck at sea? They weren't literally stuck at sea. The company that owns them did not have enough credit to let them dock and pay the shipping and container and cost fees for those ships to dock. Now, earlier this summer, it was like 100,000 sailors. Now it's down to like 60 ships. So imagine you done took a sailor job on a ship, a merchant job, and you on a ship and you can't get off. And y'all can't dock because they can't pay their bill. Why can't they pay their bill? Because of credit. So when I tell you guys, when I bring on certain people who do business credit conversations or I talk about small banks, I want you to really listen. I know I'm not going to get everybody. I know I'm not going to save everybody. That's not my goal. I just want to let you know that you've been alerted, right? That something's funny's going on. Now, people were commenting under one of the videos I did and say, well, Wells Fargo changed his mind, Ericka. You and DJ, y'all wrong. Okay, y'all, snap. Y'all wrong. Y'all incorrect about them banks. Well, actually, we're not. Wells Fargo reversed but stalled. Now, what does that mean? Oh, we just playing. We voted on it, and we're not going to close your personal lines of credit. But what we are going to do, we're not going to let another person get a new account. So that means, one, anybody can get a new personal line of credit. Nobody, no one, not any new person added to Wells Fargo. Okay. Number two, you cannot extend your line. So let's say they gave you 25,000 and you want 50,000. Can't get it. You're forever at 25,000 until they close the account. And trust me, they're going to start finding reasons to close these accounts. They told you on the news they ain't going to close them, but give them a minute. They're going to work it down and you be closed. So I don't know what you heard, but what I just heard is, hey, customers really gave us a backlash on closing their personal lines of credit. So here's what we do. We ain't going to give you no more credit. And if you're new to the bank, we ain't going to give you no credit either. So technically they did do what? Close their personal lines of credit. That means you still ain't getting none. If you didn't have one yesterday with Wells Fargo, you ain't having one tomorrow. So again, I love the banter of the comments underneath the channel. It cracks me up because I be wanting to say, but they're not going to give you one, sis. Like, you're not getting one. Yeah, it reopened for people who already had one, but none for you. Again, pay attention to some of the commercials you're seeing on YouTube and Facebook. A lot of those guys were like, yeah, we can get you $100,000 in credit. We can get you $150,000. Now all of them are going like, we can get you 20. We can get you maybe 50,000 business credit. Same commercial, just the numbers way lower. Pay attention, okay? So again, for those of you going, well, the banks are still closing. A lot of Chase branches are closing and just giving you the ATM service, right? Other day, I tried to call the bank on a Sunday, my small Texas bank, and they were like, leave a message. Like, it literally was like, if you need anything other than changing your PIN, leave a message. So I'm in Atlanta like, well, I guess I'm just leaving a message. Okay, because the banks are shifting to don't expect nothing from us. You better do everything online. If it can't be done online, see you on Monday, possibly. Maybe not, right? So I just want y'all to pay attention to some of that because I know, y'all. Now, while we're in Atlanta, and I'm going to get to the special crate challenge, I'm going to tell you the Torino prices is going down. Several people had luxury vehicles and was like, man, it was real cheap. You know why? Because that stimmy's out. That stimmy gone. That stimmy gone. This was a stimmy summer, okay? And the stimmy allowed you to rent these cars that you would never rent in a regular day. Now, there's some cities that you can still have exotic cars and you still gonna get people renting them. Miami, Atlanta, Washington, D.C., New York, okay, New York, all right, Chicago, L.A., maybe Houston. That's a iffy, right? And people say, Ericka, you don't know that. I do know that. Go Google all the Torino people complaining the past year. Oh, wait, sorry. Hawaii and Alaska. I meant to add the list. So let me do that again. Hawaii, Alaska, because they're islands, okay? And the companies that shut down, the car companies that shut down, they didn't even ship the cars away. The cars are still there. When we were in Alaska, they just put a makeshift fence around 300 cars. It was like, it's closed. But ma'am, the cars are right there. But it's closed, ma'am. No cars for you. Okay? So again, that's that part. So Alaska, Hawaii, LA, maybe Seattle. Iffy, right? Houston, Texas. Really, Dallas like the stunt. So really, let's put Dallas. Dallas, Texas. Chicago. Miami. Atlanta. DC. That's it. You got 9. New York. The 10. That's the 10. If you got a luxury car or cars on Torino, those cities will always rent. Point blank, period. And don't take my word on it. I'm just a messenger. Don't come for my neck. I'm just telling you, go look on YouTube. Go look in the comments. People are very much saying, you know what I'm saying? They're very much saying that, okay? I just want you to check it out. Don't take my word for it. Check it out and see what people are saying. Okay, that it's dropping off, it's disappearing, it's doing whatever, right? You check that out for yourself. Now, why does that matter? When we were in Atlanta, we were getting Uber rides for like $6, for like pennies on the dollar, $12, and then all of a sudden it was like $30, $50, $40. There's no drivers. So I know what people are doing. They don't want to drive all day. So, they go and do a couple hours, but they ain't really doing the driving all day, right? That's only immigrants. Everybody that picked us up was either a Black immigrant or a Hispanic immigrant. We had 2 white guys pick us up. The one white guy that picked us up, he owns rental properties. And we're like, why are you driving for Uber? He said, this is what I learned. I got a divorce. Okay. One, so she got one of the rental properties, so you got two left, okay? Two, he's like, I can stay home all day, but nobody else can. None of my friends can go to lunch with me. Nobody can go do anything with me. I'm bored out of my mind. And me and who was beside me? Money Madu was in the car, and we're laughing a little bit because we knew what he was saying was true. He was naming off all these things, and I was like, that's exactly what it is. This dude actually does have money, just enough money, not baller money, but just enough money to live in Atlanta and not have to work. But what is he going to do all day? Because it's not enough money to go out and really ball out in Atlanta, right? It's not enough money for him to go to conferences and seminars. It's just enough. And the way he described it is like, man, I've been so bored. I've been so alone that I got birds and fish and dogs and I got plants. I mean, I just got all this stuff because I'm alone. And I'm in the car like, thank God Money Madu here because this is kind of creepy, right? For one. But two, the honesty of it. That's what UBI looks like. You got money enough to sit at home, right? You got enough money to sit at home. Thank God his tenants are paying their bills, right? In Atlanta, thank God they're paying it, right? Got enough money to sit at home, nothing to do. Just got divorced, no wife, but don't got enough to probably be out there dating, tricking. Just enough to live and Uber a little bit when he's bored. Because it was the daytime and we were like, so when do you Uber? He's like, when I want to, when I'm really bored, when I want to talk to people. And I'm like, my little heart was crying like, oh, he's so lonely. Go get a girlfriend. But anyway, so that you're going to see more of that. You're going to see more people like that who have just enough money, but not enough to go do a bunch of stuff. If I was him, I'd be volunteering all the time. United Way, events. I'd be on some city council board or something being worse. But he won't thinking like that, okay? So that was part of our experience while we were there. Immigrants and this guy, white guy who, trust me, he said enough words for me and him to be like, what part of town is your rentals? What is it? Me and Mandy were looking at each other like, yep, he got it. He just bored, don't know what to do. Okay, so then, where was that on my notes? I had something in my notes I was going to talk to y'all because y'all be talking smack. I want to bring this up because y'all say I don't be having no outline, but whatever. So anyway, and I'm gonna do a separate video on this. But New York Fed is not giving Afghanistan $1.3 billion in their gold back. Let me say that again. New York Fed is not giving Afghanistan its $1.3 billion in gold. Make a note of that. Okay, we're gonna pause on through that. Okay. Now they've already promised, and the Afghanistan thing, I'm gonna do a separate video on that. But let me go ahead and hit on 2 points. They are attacking Larry Elder with everything they got. They bringing up he dated an ex-hooker. You know she ain't black. I'll just say that. They done brought up everything they can. They're throwing the hammer for this man. That thing is closed. Let me tell you, that thing is this close. All of a sudden, if you Google Larry Elder today, you're going to be shocked what you see. So I'm going to do a whole video on that. Okay. Number 5 is tax increases. Now, remember, Joe Biden already done told you. Okay. I don't think y'all listen. I keep trying to tell y'all what's coming. Remember, I told you QuickBooks said we need 10,000 new accountants. And everybody's like, why do we need that many accountants? That don't make no sense. First, the college students. You got millions of kids playing sports all over the whole United States. Somebody going to need to count that money. Okay. 2, sole proprietors, LLCs, and S Corps are getting that 40% tax hit. Almost 40%. It's 39% from Joe Biden. So you got 1.9 million businesses that will be affected in the future. I'm just to pay attention. Hope y'all paying attention. 400 people in here. I hope if you're liking the content, drop a 1 in the comments. Let me know. If not, hey, I'm going on vacation in the year anyway. Okay, we gone, baby. We out of here. All right. So again, I just want you to understand that when I bring up these topics, a lot of people push back on me. But today, what I saw was the crate challenge. Lord, help us. Help us. Now, I saw it over the weekend, and it was slowly trickling through. Things. I said, this is crazy looking. This is crazy looking. All right. And this weekend, just so you understand, like the people in that room, I would help do just about anything because they came for so far to be serious. And on a Saturday, across from us was a football stadium. Mercedes-Benz, the what do you call them? The Falcons play there. They had North Gwinnett High School and Hoover, Alabama High School playing against each other in an NFL stadium. And you can see the people going by just looking at us like, why are these people in this room? Right? Because the hotel, let's be very clear, was dead. It was dead as a doorknob. Okay? Dead. We were the only people there. Then all of a sudden it was like, boom, full of life. Full of all these people. Everybody moving everywhere. Cowboy boots everywhere. I'm out in my hallway with my cowboy boots talking to people, pointing at people with cowboy boots. It came alive because they were going to that game and this was the closest hotel. So you drive up an hour, 20 minutes from Alabama. You ain't trying to drive back to Alabama at night, honey. I've drove that to Birmingham. It ain't nice. So hotels buzzing, full of people. One of our speakers talked about the fact that, this side of town used to be rough. Now, you guys saw me in the video where I talked about where Slim and Husky was. The Interlock area was rough when I went 2 years ago. Many of y'all in the comments said I was a softie and I was dramatic and it wasn't that hood 2 years ago. Let me put it to you like this. If it's hood enough for me to be scared to walk at night, it's hood. I don't need your, well, it ain't that hood. I don't care. Do I feel like I need the pew, pew, pew? Then it's hood enough for me. Okay? So now they've tear all that down and built all this brand new stuff up. Whether you thought it was hood or not, it's all brand new stuff. Everything over there is under 3 years old. Under 2 years old, brand new. Now, the hotel where we're at, you got the Fed buildings across the street. You got all this stuff over here. Now, people saying, well, Ericka, the credit crunch and the crisis. Honey, that's not us buying those. A German company bought 30 buildings around there. So around that stadium and around that Reverb Hotel, all that's German owned now. Fed buildings. See, when Kanye West said, and I'm going to get to the crate challenge. I know y'all like, come on. Kanye West said America's for sale. And people are like, oh, Kanye West. But listen, Strom Thurmond in the 1960s was like, I'd rather see America owned and occupied by a foreign power, which he meant Russians at the time, than see black people own it. Okay? Now, it may not be about black people at this point now, but America will sell itself from underneath it. There are many articles where they said Americans have to be careful about selling America because we're going to wake up and be foreigners in our own country. I want you to understand, Atlanta is not going to be owned by y'all. If Germans just bought up 30 buildings and one of your biggest federal buildings in Atlanta, honey, other people going to own it. That duplex that we purchased in Cleveland, only reason it was for sale is because a Swedish company owned 115 other duplexes and rental properties in Cleveland. And they didn't want to invest any more money into the city and state. Okay? 100. So I'm just trying to get you guys to understand, America is the cleanest shirt in a dirty hamper. We're the cleanest. We're one of the cleanest shirt. Like, you can go take people to court. You can get them evicted out your property. It's reasonable. Crime's not too crazy because we got enough guns to just make people act like they got some sense. Okay? And so most people are like, I'm going to dump my money in America. Even if I get 5-10% returns, we'll get that forever because it's America. It's America. See, you guys keep missing out on that. Everybody else the bell is ringing like, oh, I need to put my money somewhere. And they coming over here to Atlanta, buying up 30 buildings, and you over there talking about, well, I don't know, it's too expensive. The red line, the white man got his boot on my neck, and you ain't tried to get a pre-approved for nothing in the past 5 years. Girl, bye. Stop it. Stop it right now. So I want you to pay attention, okay? You don't care because you're out here climbing on crates, breaking your damn neck in the middle of the day. You got if you see the thumbnail, that's a prison. Almost all the prisoners had cell phones. It was 7 different prisoners walking around with cell phones. And this man got a mask on, covering his face, walking up this thing on crates. In prison, on the yard. How did the prison let them put all them crates in the middle of the yard? I already told y'all they let tablets in the prison now. So the guys will go get on the computer and leave the guards alone. Guess what? It's working. They said violence is down 60%. You don't want to attack another man or beat another man up or whatever else to another man because they might take your computer away. See, come on now. If they're about to fill these prisons back up, they can't have them be slaughterhouses. They got to be somewhere where, you're just going to jail. You're going to be on your computer. We're going to see you. You're just in jail over there working for 25 cents an hour. It's okay. The jail's not that bad no more. It ain't that bad. Look at all the YouTube channels talking about jail. They are really patting you down to think jail's not that bad. Jail's horrible. It's a horrible place. You should not be there long term. There's a reason the Amish and all these countries didn't let people go to jail past 7 years. You know, one, they were under old biblical law time. 7 years is enough. Boom, boom, you go back out. But in general, because you changed as a person. That's how they figured out you couldn't do solitary confinement, because people went mad. That's why when these people are on the internet telling you that they a lone wolf and they're going to live by themselves and they're going to marry, they're going to have children, they're going to just be by themselves in a house like a hermit. Sir, you're going to go mad. That's not normal. If you don't work a job and you don't interact with people and you don't interact with women, and you don't like that, you're going to go crazy. They've already did this. They've already studied this. So you can't tell me that, oh, Ericka, you're being dramatic. No, they study these things. You go mad. So why are people in the middle of neighborhoods, disadvantaged neighborhoods, raggedy neighborhoods, uneven concrete parking lot neighborhoods with mobile PCS phones standing on crates in the middle of the day? See, these ain't at nighttime they walking on crates. This is in the middle of like lunchtime walking on crates. Talk to me. Why do y'all think these people on crates in the middle of the day? Trying not to be funny, but I am. I'm gonna read some of y'all comments while y'all tell me why these people on crates in the comments. And I'm gonna read some of your comments. What up, everybody? Capri Sun saved my life. Walmart. Never been to Walmart. Never will. Only go to Walmart early in the morning. I can't go at all. It's scary. Some dollar store shelves looking shaky. I believe it. Target shelves, they looking sketchy out here. All right, Xantos Clutch. Forget about Walmart shelves. All these store shelves are now out of caps, especially after this past weekend. Cap maxing. Powerade missing from shelves. Inflation, shrink inflation. Supply chain. There you go. Thank you. They're going to feed their own people first. Listen, in my neighborhood, everybody started putting up these little things to block off your patio. But before they did that, it was because the apartment management company, because it's a luxury apartment, said, hey, you guys, there's a lot of containers on your patios. Could you either remove them or cover them? So I wish I'd have took a photo, but everybody was growing peppers and bananas, not bananas. Everybody's growing peppers and lemons and all these little fruits and stuff off the side of their patios. And I said, see, people ain't stupid. Okay. If it ain't nothing but a lemon tree, people like, I better grow something. Okay. Just to have some fresh lemons, some fresh mint. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming. It was very nice. I wish I would have had more Sunday time with folks, because we had a very long day. We went over time several times. I know I'm missing some people. How do you feel about the Great Reset? Do you think it's true? And do you believe in it? Apply Joseph. So the Great Reset is, if you really look at it, is we have cyclical seasons. And when you're in business, what you'll learn is business is seasonal, no matter the business. I know they try to play it off like everything's year round, but fruit, if you don't have fruit locally, you have to go recruit it from somewhere else. So then it affects if your business can have smoothies in the fall, and everything is seasonal, right? And so when it talks about the Great Reset, you have to think about every month we have like 200,000 people or so turn 18 years old or something. Some crazy number of people turn 18 years old. We don't have enough jobs for those people. And then if you want to go about that, you have a lot of people with disabilities. They can never really work a job. They can do like janitorial work, maybe. They can like assist. They can do like part-time work, but not nothing full-time. I know a young lady who had really bad like vertigo or something ridiculous, and she couldn't work a full-time job. She just couldn't do it. And I was like, well, what's the plan for her? And it was the fact that her other siblings were engineers and had money that they could, and she had disability that she could live. Y'all, there's several people out there with minor things to major things that they can't work a job. And so we have this huge amount of people in society that, what are we going to do with them? If you want to be really true, I've talked about this for 4 years now. People think I'm always crazy, but I was saying a lot of these women are going home. Even at the peak of all this boss chick, I'm a boss chick. Yeah, girl, I'm a boss. I'm like, no, you're not. You have a whole husband and 4 kids behind you. Girl, you better go boss yourself in that kitchen. Quit playing. There's nothing wrong with having a lot more moms that stay home. We are having this marketing gave to us that all these women need to go to work. No, they don't. See, they go, well, if your husband leave you and you ain't got no skill, then you're gonna be homeless. Now, unfortunately, I remember working with some women whose husband divorced them in their 50s, and they were working at the same job as me, and they were like, I just didn't have any skills because I was just a stay-at-home mom. But that's not as frequent as anymore. A lot of these ladies can get some kind of check for something. Okay, so that's not always reasonable. But there had to be a percentage of our society that was going home. So now economics has already enforced what I said was going to happen. And a lot of these women going to go home, but they're going to dress it up like, girl, because I love my husband and he's the head of our house. And I'm going home to supply and be the mom to my children. Honey, tell yourself whatever you got to tell yourself. The economy can't support this many women working. That's just is what it is. Right? I can tell you right now, I see guys on YouTube and Instagram who everybody in the office is all male. There's not a woman in the office. And so even the young guys are doing social media, administrative work, different types of work. There's not a woman in the office at all. They all hire, you know what I mean? It's like 25 dudes all in office. It's going to go back to that. There's warehouses and welding places and plumbing places. It's going to be all dudes. Ain't going to be women there. People think oh, you crazy, Ericka. I'm not crazy. I'm telling you. When the 800, I think it was 185,000 women lost their jobs in December, it was not a man on that list. It was all women. It was all administrative. Go look at hospitality. When we're in Atlanta, who works in hospitality? And I'm being very careful here. Women and the alphabet community, because it's hard for them to get a job where they can dress however they want, right? Per se. Okay, right? Let's just tread light. And so you have to understand, God, there's like 553 people here. What's up, everybody? Hit the like button. You have to understand that we just don't have a society that can have this many women working. And they just haven't told us that. But it's been that way for a while. Kevin Beam, $5 super chat. Should I be concerned if the ATMs at my bank are out of order frequently at multiple locations? I live overseas. Kevin Beam, there's a whole kind of scandal thing that's going on overseas where they have these ATMs. If you're American, they tell you to watch out for them because you'll get your money out and then they charge you like 1,000%. So you need to be careful with overseas ATMs anyway. But I would have a certain amount of money stashed away on my person. I remember going to the event and this guy was saying he doesn't leave his house without $1,000 cash in his pocket. And people there were sitting like, why? And one, he said, because he's a business owner. And he said, two, you just never know. You should always have $1,000 cash, right? Oh, I know who it was. It was the guy called, it's called Work for a Reason, idiot. Or, oh man, what is his name? Larry Wingate or something. But he was very brash that day. I think I missed some people's super chats, and I apologize if I did. Oh, yeah. I mean, I've already told you that. Like, a lot of people who were Uber drivers made like $12,000 to $15,000 during the PPP stuff. I'm in California. I can't wait for September 14th. What's happening? The voting that they moved up, that they're going to be in lawsuits for, they're going to be in mega lawsuits for the next 3 years, where they took all this money from these candidates to run ads for September, October, November, Super Tuesday, and Gavin Newsom thought he was slick and moved it up. Even Meet Kevin has banned billboards in Texas talking about, don't you want the Californians to go back home? Help us kick out Gavin. Tay, I would definitely reach out to Todd Capital. His team, they work with people doing that. Oh yeah, listen, and here's the thing I want you to understand. Like, when I watch Atlanta Scoop and the aggression that people have, like, for no reason, like, you'll see it. You'll see it. Yep. Oh, people are getting seriously hurt. Seriously hurt. There's all kind of people falling off those blocks and getting hurt. I know Strong Thurman had a black daughter. We all know it. We all know it. That's how it was in the South. People doing sneaky stuff. China doesn't own all of California, but it owns a lot of it. No, Mark Evans, it's empty because it's empty in the back. They're having logistical issues. Again, I keep telling you guys from a perspective of a person who owned a trucking company, they literally don't push the button to the last minute to order a bunch of stuff. One time we had our flatbed truck and they asked us to pick up onions from California. Our driver was like, shouldn't this be refrigerated? Aren't they going to go bad? We were like, we don't know. Just cover them with a tarp and keep driving. That's right. In Thailand, your wife can buy it. That's why when people talk about, I'm going to move to Thailand, I'm going to move here, there. I'm like, you can't own no land. Your wife has to own it. Oh, wait, that means you have to get a wife to own a property. If not, you'll be in a $400 cheap rental place forever. Same thing happened in Africa. A ton of African countries are in debt to China in exchange for Chinese help with infrastructure. Oh, yep. Yep, we saw that. Thank you for the $5 super chat. What game? Credit Solution is for $10 super chat. What gainfully employed man is playing with plastic crates? They need to be tickling those keys on LinkedIn. You'll see more of this when UBI officially touched it. Listen, every man that I've seen play on the crate challenge, I thought was under 21 or he looked slightly homeless. I'm going to just tell you right now, if you go on Instagram right now, you just look through the crate challenge, it's people missing teeth. It's people, hair ain't been cut in a while. I thought this was the homeless people challenge. I didn't know what was going on. But, I mean, there was even one where this guy was walking, grown man, like a 40-year-old adult grown man. He got to be 40, 50. And some young kid comes and kicks the crate out from underneath him, and everybody's laughing. And the man stands up all angry, but I'm like, you can't even be mad because you a grown 40, 50-year-old man walking on crates. You can't even be mad at a teenager who kicked the crate out from underneath you. And everybody in the audience just laughing and cracking it up. Go look up the crate challenge. There's a bunch of people with bruises all over their backs and shoulders and arms. It's like people are at home bored, not bored enough to change their life, but bored enough to go walk on some crates. I always say when I look around and I see older people walking like legs hurt, back hurt, I be like, man, they must have had a hard life. Now when I get older, I'm be like, they were doing the crate challenge. That's what it was. Yep. That's what I'm saying, AB. They're literally trying to figure out a way. How can we reduce the violence towards prison guards and the violence towards each other and make these folks be dopamine? It's dopamine. You're on the laptop and you're just getting the dopamine of being on the laptop. I know we have a family member. When he went to jail, you could still write checks every time. Think about that. He'd been in jail so long that we used to write checks. We don't write no checks nowhere. We have debit cards. So now he's got a laptop. He's talking to people and texting people and Zooming people. I want you to understand, we live in a very unique world now. You are not supposed to suffer in prison. UK drug dealing. Well, I mean, in the United States, if you murder your wife in a rage of anger, they call it crimes of passion. On average, you get 6 to 10 years. On average, the average murderer gets 6 to 10 years. The average child molester gets 1 year. The majority of people on probation are child molesters. So if somebody tells you on probation, it's either weed or child molestation. I know they lost a lot of probation officers because they kept finding cases of basically child pornography. And those people don't get no time. They get them locked up, they come back out. They get them locked up, they come back out. I'm telling you right now, I've had clients call in and they go, hey, I need help. And I go, okay, what's going on? They have that on their record. That's why they called me. I'm just trying to figure out what business I can start. Well, first of all, any business you start, you ain't gonna be able to go in the house. Not no service business. You're gonna have to hire people to go in the house because you cannot physically go in nobody's house with children. You can't go near no school. You can't go near a lot of places. So I've had calls like that. And I just want you to understand that like those people are out here living life. Okay. But yeah, if you're a woman and you kill your husband, you're going to get 20 years though. You're going to get 20. Like that's the average. This is true. This is true. I just don't feel like Walmart food is fresh. I just always feel like they got some yesterday old food or something. They can't have no jobs. I mean, they just can't. Not a job where you got to show up for work and then got to explain why your back is all busted up. You can you got to walk into work limping, dragging your foot. They're like, "What happened, Bob? Did you get in a car accident?" No. What happened, Jerome? I fell. Fell where? At my house. See, they can't tell you what they fell from, and this is why I won't pay for people's health insurance. I will not do it. No, no, no. Honey, and what always bothers me when I meet grown men who are 40, 30 something, 40, and their teeth is missing in the front. These front four are missing. I'm always like, hey, brother, what's happening? What's happening? You're too young for that. Even when I meet a man that's 50 with teeth, I'm like, what's going on? Let's get it together. There's no reason for it. You work a job, and they have very, very beautiful dental plans. You can get that fixed. I've got major teeth surgery scheduled for October, so I'm gonna be knocked out and I'm gonna be gone. Vacation. Listen, okay? These people I saw I don't know what they're trying to influence, but I don't know what it is. Because there's nothing else to do. Yeah, when you're broke, there's nothing else to do. Yep. Everything you buy is smaller but costs more. There you go. I don't even do Walmart order to pick up. I go to like Whole Foods, Sprouts, and several select places, but there's a lot of places I just can't go. I just don't want to do it. Put yourself in danger. Oh my God, there's so many comments. I'm sorry, y'all. The pack survived. The lone wolf dies. You already know. Kevin Beam, thank you for $5. We answered this, right? Yeah, we answered this. Listen, I don't know what's going on in California AM1, but y'all got to get it together. Y'all are wilding. This guy was joking that we could give California and New York away to I think it was like Britain, and we wouldn't notice a thing. It has. I will say this. Being creative, house babysitters has freed a lot of women. Being a midwife, doulas, creating little products that you can sell. A lot of these things have freed a lot of women. But nothing's more free than having a spouse who's reliable and has a good job, right? Because then now you can focus on the family, as that podcast says. I want America to have mean tweets again. Everybody can't be rich, but I really am getting tired of the everybody can have a job, folks, online every day, because I feel like it diminishes. It's like saying you're stupid. Really, that's what it is. When people are like, everybody can't have a job, Ericka. I go to conferences and I see the people who own the businesses. You could own one too, brother. I promise you. Like, we got me and Sub-Zero got into it today, and I was like, no, they dumb. Okay, like if you're smart and you're broke, there's a problem in that fallacy. Like, nothing's worse than a smart dumb blank, right? There's a saying, nothing's worse than that, right? Somebody that's so smart, but they have no results in their life, and they can't get their money right, and they can't get none of their life right, but they so smart. That's the worst. From the Brooklyn story, nothing's worse than wasted talent. It's the worst. You see it and you're like, ugh. That's why when Jason Black and these people and older people call telling young people what to do, they're like, well, where's your results? Well, because this and this and this. No, brother, you know so much. Why you ain't owning no real estate? Well, because the credit and the man got his neck on my, come on now. Come on now. There's only two people in America I give real big leeway to. Any black man over 70, any black woman over 70, any Hispanic man or woman over 70, because they lived in a different America. My mom, she's early, just hit 60s, was the first person to desegregate her school. Okay, her and her cousins when they were like 10. Okay. So when people tell me somebody's 70, I give that person a whole different grace because they lived in a different America where you saved, you canned, you grew gardens, and you had community, right? Because there's this big thing going viral on the internet, like, don't you bring nobody to my house unannounced. Ricky Smiley does, don't you bring nobody to my house. And I can remember as a kid, you went over people's house for cookouts in the backyard, not in the house, in the backyard. And sometimes random people showed up and it was still a party. Okay. But you got these people now like, don't nobody come to my house now. I ain't got shit in it, but don't come to it. And don't bring nobody to it. And so then you wonder why people in America are so isolated. Why immigrants live in 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to a house, because they have their own communities. They build their own community within their own areas. So that's another story for another day. It's not a growing shortage. They culled 5% of the chicken and they culled 5% of the beef and 5% of the pork. In North Carolina, they culled the fat. So there's a type of pork that we eat. And then there's a type of pork that the Chinese eat. And it's like a lean hog. It goes in certain type of meals. They started culling the type of hog Americans eat and growing more of the hog that goes overseas. So when you start seeing prices of bacon and stuff go up, don't say I didn't tell you. There you go. People grew up seeing Gen Z, which is 40 to 41 technically, but 40 to 59-year-old working, sweating, exhausted, working like a mule, coming home, ain't mad at you because you didn't take the chicken out and the defrosted and all this other stuff. Listen, that ain't the life, baby. I remember growing up and seeing friends' moms who stayed at home. I was like, yep, we out this mug. And now as an adult woman, being able to be around women who own a few rental properties and they just stay home. I'm going to be like that man with the Uber, like, hey, got enough to sit at home. I go out and volunteer with United Way, and then I'm going to sit back at home. You don't have to. There's a million ways. That's why Tim Jackson yells, get the blank out of debt. And you'll see him on tour in Dallas. I'm not certain of the other dates, but for sure Dallas. For DC. Sorry, DC. Congratulations. Lots of women truck. Listen, let me tell you something. There are certain careers when I see a woman in it and she want to be in it, let her be in it. I can't tell that woman nothing. Okay? Nothing. You know, there's a lot of kids out there need to be adopted. So it's choice. Choice is yours. James TV, no. You need to go watch Patterson. He did a really great one when he talked about Jordan Peterson. Jordan Peterson says in his book, if men won't step up and won't work, women will. Usually it's in the capacity of helping, a helping situation where the husband's struggling and the wife gets to go get the job and helps. When there's no husband there, that woman has to do what? Keep working, right? And so if you have men who are not motivated to stand up to do anything, I mean, just much less anything, right? This is no shade, no foul, but they just aren't motivated for whatever reason. There ain't enough skinny, hot women and they ain't gonna make no money, whatever delusion they have convinced themselves. Those people don't stand up, somebody else will. Immigrants will. Foreigners will. Other people will. I told you last 2 times I was at a hospital in North Carolina, every single person in there was Nigerian or African, a woman a nurse or a man a doctor. There's even one woman doctor, was some kind of African. I hate to say it that way. And I had a bunch of white Ohio women. And I'm laying there like, where is the North Carolina people? And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, people, like black and white people from North Carolina. This is a North Carolina hospital. It is a great sign, but it's also a scary sign because then somebody else controls your country. It's CW, it is a great thing. People have to decide it's a great thing, though. Mm-hmm. They're not. They really aren't. No type of health insurance. It will be. AM1, vote before you leave. I saw that sad thing. Again, when people are broke and they need money, that's what they'll do. Yep. One of the busiest highways in Austin, Texas is owned by a Korean company. You're driving up the one from downtown Austin up. It's owned by a Korean company. And when they put the name of it, Jorgensen or whatever, how you say it's in Korean, people were calling. They were angry. What's the name of this mean? What does this mean? What does this wording mean? They took the name off. But when you go on the Texas site for Texas tags, you can go to the About Us part of the page. And if you want to be an investor in the toll road, and it'll say it right there, it's a Korean-owned company. Right? So let's get that out of the way. I did not get your message. Did you send a message to admin@classyclimbers.com? Chattanooga to Atlanta. Send it to us. That's a good price. I know Jason Black had like 15 billboards somewhere at one point. The funny part too is with traditional marketing, a lot of people don't believe this, but go to Jeff Sechenter's page. He bought, like, there's a phone booth in in Miami, and he bought the billboard space. He just bought it, right, for the month before his event in Miami. His event in Miami was in June. No, it was in was it April? No, it was May 15th or something like that. It was like a May date. It's still up there. It was either May or June, but it's still up there 90 days later. So that means regular people aren't buying that marketing. So he's essentially getting like 90 days worth of free marketing for free. So some of these companies, what you have to understand is like there's so many gaps between the black, really the Blackstones, the big companies, and the small guy, that if the small guy just steps up in the space just a little bit, they can buy a lot of this advertising, radio and whatever. We'll see. Truckers always saying they're going to do something. Don't mean they're going to do it. Oh, China's all over there. Slightly homeless. That's what I saw when I saw him. Okay, we got 6 more minutes. What's up, you guys? Put any questions you can think of in here. I'm telling you, people are getting paid. I did see where they were collecting $1 every time you got up the crate. You got $1. Like you put $1 into the pot. Like one girl made it all the way down, and then one girl was in heels and made it, and then they gave her this big pot of money, like this big handful of money. I don't know. It's a great way to get robbed. A man broke his leg in half. Oh my God. I don't even want to see the video. I don't want to at all. It does look like the homeless challenge. I was confused. They be stacking them on grass and weird places, and it's just weird. No, Joseph, I don't. Because see, here's the thing. It's better there was a commercial many years ago. You guys can look this up on YouTube, and it got taken down because it was so offensive. And it was like a Chinese classroom. A Republican or somebody put it up and everybody got mad. And it was a Chinese classroom, and it was talking about how great America was and it spent all this money on wars. But now they're in debt to us now. And everybody laughs in the classroom. And the classroom's all Chinese. And the professor's Chinese, and they just look at the camera and smile. This commercial was so offensive that they took it down. It was supposed to run for like the whole election season, but they were like, oh, okay, Red Dawn. They did a reboot of Red Dawn, and they made it the Chinese. And it was so basically China said, take that shit down. And so the movie directors had to change the movie so that it was the North Koreans. North Korea can't even feed its own people. They ain't got enough time to fly over here and crash into us. They don't. So it was like they had to redub the movie and make the lip sync up and do all this crazy stuff for this movie that wasn't even going to be no hit. It wasn't even a hit. It was like a redo. And it was like, imagine the power somebody has, that they have so much money invested in Hollywood, in networks, that they can tell you to take a movie down. Right. And then China only lets a certain number of movies come in a year. So who always gets in there? The Rock Johnson and a couple other people. And they kept making, so Black Panther, when it went to China, they covered his face with the mask. They covered everybody's face with the mask. Why? Because they're Black. And they even said so. They even said, well, we don't want to be offensive in the billboards. Right. So there's China's weird enough on its own. But they control so much that it's such an audience, right? Because if we really were trying to, everybody, let's go to Africa. There's 1 billion people there. So much money to be made there. But the countries, a lot of them are just like so tribalistic, they can't run well. Go watch O'Shea and some of them when they go over those countries. Go watch channels where people try to go over there. They have a very difficult time. I know, right? It's just crazy. All right, meeting these dudes online, I'm telling you. Capricorn Way, sir, if you're going to talk, you're talking in the chat. Central Market is really good, yo. Honey, I've seen that too. They can't. That's the thing. Oh, shit. That's crazy. They are. That's what they're doing. That is exactly what they're doing. They really do like the homeless channel. Go see it. My view on tech jobs on this channel. If you go on this channel, we actually have a playlist called Tech Tuesday 2020. Go ahead and just check all those out there. This chat's been going so fast. I don't know who we need to add to the block ministry, but it's probably somebody on here. Oh, thank you. What is this? Thank you for the $5 super chat. Rock Rentals. Look at you coming through. So yeah, make sure you hit the like button, you guys. I'm getting ready to get on out of here. We're 3 minutes from our hour. If there's anything else you want to put in the chat, now's the time. Right now, you can use the 70% off code called Winter. 70% off code Winter. Pretty much grab any course you want. In the fall, we'll do a couple live ones before I go have my dental surgery and take off my vacation for the fall. So that time's going to move up a little bit. So, it is what it is. That is what it is. So, yeah. I know some of y'all have super chat. Let me go look on here. Oh, also, let me read these off. Let me see. Because y'all did this last time. I forgot to read off some of these, and I apologize. Thank you, Jason Clark, for the $5 super chat. Thank you, Mark, for the $20 super chat. Thank you, BMM Corp, your new subscriber, for the $25 Cash App. I appreciate you. New sub. Thank you, Sakuri Benton. I apologize. I don't know how to say your first name. And thank you, Frankie, for the $21 super chat. I appreciate all you guys. You've been supporting the show, supporting the channel. I'll be taking good vacation breaks, so please get all you can while you can. I think you'll appreciate some of what I'm putting up on Instagram for a while, and you'll appreciate some of what I'm putting up on the YouTube channel. Very, very lovely people. We are, if you've checked out the links, some of you will see it. Some of you have not seen it. And see you in St. Pete. You already know. Right before the surgery, you'll see me from St. Pete. So they did change it. They updated. They did an update. YouTube did an update. So if you're in my YouTube class, we talked about it. Hopefully, Nick Taylor will be able to get out of YouTube jail. It really is. It's here. So thank you guys for being here. But again, just to go over points real quick as we close out, Walmart's got empty shelves. Target's got empty shelves. Dollar Tree got some stuff going on, but I don't know if you want that food. There's 60 ships still left out to sea in California. Go look this stuff up. Not making it up. You can go find it for yourself. Okay. HEB stays stocked and stays ahead of the game. Okay. Part-time moms that think that they gonna go home. They're gonna hang out all summer with the kids and then do a little part-time job. You're not gonna find no part-time jobs this winter. There ain't gonna be a bunch of extra jobs at Target and Walmart this fall. You're just not gonna have them. Okay. Uber drivers, get your driving on. Okay. Turo prices will be down. Don't run out and buy a bunch of Turo cars. Just gonna tell you that now. And there is a tax increase on the horizon. All right. So listen, we'll talk more. Thank you for being here. Thank you for enjoying the channel. This is your girl Ericka from the Classy Climb blog. Use the 70% off code winter. Get any course you want while you can. And book your course, book your ticket for Washington, D.C. if you're trying to go to the Washington, D.C. Classy Climb tour. We have various speakers that you'll see from last week, but added DJ Money will not be there. Instead, we'll have Marjorie McPike, who is a CPA, full-time accountant. And so, you know, each tour, each city's different, but it'll be good. So hope to see you guys there. It's your girl Ericka, Classy Climb, out. It's Ericka's Classy Climb. October